How are we doing tonight, everybody? Thanks for stopping by. You're watching the 949 Sim Racing Community. We're doing the GT Sprint Series Round 3 at Misano. It's Pit Precision in the wet. How's it going, Blaine? How are you doing tonight? I'm just going to jump straight over to the main camera so you guys can get into the action right away. We got free practice underway right now. I think we had 46 registered for this one. What's up, Foxy? Well, Blaine, that's the advantage of being the wild card, right? You can kind of pop in whenever the call. How's it going, Foxy? How are you doing? Long time no see. Let's actually get that switched up a little bit. Got a wet Misano race for everybody tonight. Round 3 of Dealer's Choice. The drivers voted, and they selected Misano for the Pit Precision event of this season. For the folks that don't know, Pit Precision is our double mandatory pit stop model. Same sprint race formula, twice the number of pit stops. Tire change is optional, I believe. And the 1 liter of fuel, 25 seconds sitting in the pits is still required. So should be fun. Looking at the times right now, Ryan McIntosh, a wild card driver for this race in the Volante Racing Porsche. Out on track. Top of the timesheets, 42.852. Foxy, I'm glad. Good quality sleep is a good thing. Car number 9 disqualified for driving the wrong way. That's hilarious. See if I can get that remedied for him. Although actually it looks like he's already been cleared, so. It's going to be a tough one. Survival is going to be key. Using the pit stop advantage. Using it as an opportunity to maybe jump into some clear air. Might not be a bad idea. So, big recommendation to the drivers out there to use that to your advantage. Let me go ahead and fix this penalty for Cisco and Greece. Second. Give me 1 second. Just looking. That should be sorted. Hey, Dad, how's it going? Sean Piner, Crazy Rabbits. Should probably take an opportunity real quick. Let me switch over on my other screen here. Thank you for the follow, Jimmy Kato. Appreciate it. Whoa, big spin for Paula. I believe that it was out of Curva del Caro. Oh, it's Curva del Rio. So out of the left-hander out of Curva del Rio. Was that turn? Turn 7. That's a tricky one. Turn 6. So Variante del Parco is just like turn 3. So turn 1 and 2 are kind of on their own. Let's go ahead and take an opportunity real quick and take a look at these standings, because we pulled up Sean Piner. It made me think of standings. Let's go switch over here real quick and take a look. Here, we can leave the game frame up while we're looking. Turn that off. So there's your standings after 2 rounds. Luke Southall on top of Division 1. Got an 8 points advantage on Josh McKean and Vulcan Bockerton. Zach Patterson with 42 points, only 10 points back from the top 3. Ed Kerstetter is tied with Nick Gonzalez. Actually, to be perfectly honest, inside the top, I would say 7. It's still pretty close. Sean Piner, 26 points. He's 2 points off Chris McNichol for 8th. But he's going to have to put in some work if he's going to catch up with the top 7. Division 2, Mike Menning in the Scrubs Go Racing Chum Motorsport. Aston Martin with 54 points, tied with Kevin Blanchett, Sky High Beaver Motorsports. Peter Greaves, homeschool racer on Twitch. Man, he is taken to that Maka. 48 points. Puts him 6 points back from the top 2. John Ezra, newcomer, has raced as a wild card in every round, but was a permanent entry in round 2. 44 points, 4th on the leaderboards in Division 2. He's got a 4-point lead on Brandon Meyer, who's holding on to the top, the last spot in the top 5. But again, it's kind of like with Division 1. We got good close action between, I would say, probably P8 all the way up to I'd call it like P3. So Division 3. Brevin Yesk, two wins for both Luke Southall in Division 1 and Brevin Yesk in Division 3. 60 points for Brevin. He's in the Arcane Motorsport entry. Chemo Sith, 46 points. Solid showing. I'm sorry, Jimmy. So Chemo Sith, 46 points for Crazy Rabbits. It's a good showing for him. Shane Martin, 44 points. Will Bruner, 42. Cole Grias, 40 points. Will Campbell, 36 points. Honestly, we got, again, it's still, with it only being 2 rounds in the books, we've got like from top 8, everybody's still got a shot. Division 3, JQ, 50 points, 2-point advantage on Brett Kolb. Tyler Kozlakis with 46 points. Jose Guzman with 44 points, tied with Jay Rowley. Cal Cisco, 34 points, and Steve K. So the top 7 are within striking distance. That mock hurts my brain. Well, you made it. It's your fault. I blame you.
I blame it on you.
All right, let's take a look at the team standings. I believe that information is updated on the site as well. Pull it up over here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use these wonderful graphics that Mr. Patty McNichol took the time to put together for us. Let's switch over to that real quick. So there you are. Team standings. ProtoCharge SimSport Alpha. Luke Southall, Nick Gonzalez with 189 points. 949 Red, Joseph Kostovich, Ed Kerstetter with 172 points. The Ravens Reptiles Audi duo, Chris McNichol, Adam State with 135 points, moved up 5 spots. Sky High Beaver Motorsport moved up 1 spot with 124 points. And Arcane Racing, Brevin Yesk. Look at that, Division 3. The Division 3 runners in the top 5 with 121 points. It's a good deal. Let's look at some other close fights out on track right now. We've got the SGR Chum Motorsport duo, Patty McNichol, Mike Menning, 119 points. They've got a 2-point advantage on the Pete and Pete from ProtoCharge SimSport, Pete Hutchings and Peter Greaves with 117 points. Tie in 9th for Peppa's Boat and ProtoCharge Omega. Moving into the second sheet, we've got close battles between ProtoCharge Honda and Wet Bandit Racing. Crazy Rabbits dropped a significant number of places. Sean Piner got wrecked out at Monza, and Gingy actually had to drop from the series. 949 UK trying to hang on to Tritium Racing, but Ezra's pretty quick, man. Tanner's no slouch either, but I'm hoping the 949 duo can put up a good fight with him. Close fight between Crazy Rabbit Silver and the Scrubs Go Racing Eeyore and the Tigers. Just looking through the sheets. And there's the Tag Heuer entry. Tyler Kozlakis and is that Kobe Appleby? I cannot remember for the life of me. I cannot remember for the life of me Mr. Appleby's name. Apologies. So the drivers are in the briefing right now. I just realized I had the game sound on mute, so big apologies to everybody in chat for that. But let's switch gears back over to the browser real quick and take a peek. Again, there's that team championship in straight top-down order. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Apologies for that, folks, but let's go ahead and get switched back over to the main screen because it looks like some folks are going to turn some laps while the remaining moments of free practice tick down. Frosty Matrix TV, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to round 3 of the 949 GT Sprint Series. We're at Misano. It is pit precision in the wet. Take a moment and go over that in a moment. Right now we're watching as cars head out on track. It's going to be a real tough one for everybody involved on track. Make no mistake about it. These conditions are going to be some of the toughest these guys are going to see, guys and girls, are going to see probably all year. In fact, if I look at the schedule, I'm just checking to see what other wet races we have on the schedule. The only other wet race we have is the March 31st sprint race is light rain. Oh, it looks like the next race is light rain too, in endurance. It's going to be interesting. Gonna switch the cameras up a little bit. Ryan McIntosh still top of the timesheets with that 42.852. Josh McKean 42.877. Luke Southall with a 44.040. So the Ryan McIntosh and Josh McKean really have this wet weather figured out, because there's a chunk of time on the table left for the rest of the top 10. We do have 43 people in the server for the race so far, but we're still in free practice. We haven't quite popped into quali yet. Let's get you guys the broadcast pulled up. Still got 8 minutes and 31 seconds. Dan Tizaro for Turn 1 NA Pro in the M4. Out on track, currently sitting 6th, 1.475 off the pace. Dan has actually had a pretty decent season so far. Just looking at the data from the main championship, 24 points in Division 1. But the thing is, Division 1's a real sharp competition. Luke Southall in the lead with 60 points for 2 top place finishes. But the thing is that Dan Tizzaro's sitting 2 points off Sean Piner, who has been crazy fast. Had a 3rd place finish podium in the season opener. Dan Tizzaro's only 2 points back. Looking to see what Dan can do. I think Dan's main rival, he's probably going to be targeting Chris McNichol. It's probably going to be a matter of him trying to catch Chris McNichol and stay in front of Matt Paremba. Shane Rees in the 949 Sim Racing UK Porsche. Part of the 949 UK duo. Chris Pennycook, Muff, thank you so much for the the subscribe, dude. 11 months in a row, man. That's awesome, man. Thank you for the sub, Muff. Really appreciate the support, dude. The channel appreciates it a lot. Anyway, I was talking about Chris Pennycook. So Chris Pennycook actually is out sick with COVID, I believe. And we hope he gets better soon. We miss you on track, Chris. Looking forward to seeing you back, man. Get well soon. John Ezra, Tritium Racing. First race as a permanent mainstay, a P5 finish at Monza, I believe. I think that was a Division 2 win for John Ezra for Tritium Racing. So John is right off on the good foot. Tussling with folks on tracks, doing the bad thing, but doing it well. And that top finish in Division 2 is going to definitely turn some heads. Probably turn the head of this man right here, Peter Greaves, Homeschool Racer on Twitch. Really, really good in the MACA this season from Homeschool. Really looking forward to seeing what he can do with the rest of the season. He seems race fit. John Espiritu in the Slava Ukraina Lamborghini. Out on track running those Ukrainian colors. And Ryan McIntosh jumps to the pits for a setup change. Let's hop around, see if we can find somebody on track doing some laps. Carlos Guzman, part of the Arcane Racing bunch in the Honda NSX, exiting Tremonto. Now this complex is going to be a lot more treacherous than in the dry. Oh, the autopilot's moving around. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's actually follow around and do a quick look around. See somebody. So Coasty was on his outlap. What we're going to do is we're going to hop on board with him. So this is from the dash view. You can see the water on track. Conditions are rough. Costy's in the 240 Maka for 949 on the brakes at Garcia. taking a lot of risks driving over the curbs. You can see the pool of water on track. There's a little bit of a dry line forming. And then here's the part that I was talking about. He's talking about this in the Discord chat about breaking up the braking zones. Again, look at this. Look at this sliding in to Curva del Carro on the brakes for the hairpin. Man, that is going to be so treacherous. Lots of water pooled in the hairpin. It's got an on-camber nature on the outside, but an off-camber nature on the inside. Takes the exit out of Curva Misano. Currently 10th on the timesheets. Doesn't improve his time or his position because he's on an outlap. Let's continue to take a look around on track. Track is still considered wet, I believe. Let me check that for sure. I thought I had that information. Let me double check it over here. We do have pitwall.live up as well for anybody that wants to get that information. Okay, I thought I had all of it. Session info's on. Weird. Okay. I thought that's... Oh, there it is. Okay. So right now, yeah, track is wet. Rain is going to just be constant over the next 30 minutes. So it's going to be a tough free practice. And then we go into quali, which will be on another day in sim time. So conditions could change. Luciano Yads takes a spin, goes back to the pits. Survival is key around Misano in the wet. It is going to be super important. Division 1 leader Luke Southall in the ProtoCharge SimSport Lexus, currently 4th on the timesheets. He has closed that gap down, though. 7/10 between him and Ryan McIntosh, who I believe is still sitting on top with that 42. Yep, 42.852. Still the time to beat. Tyler Kozlakis in the Tag Heuer Porsche. See him in the top right corner of your screen, exiting Tremonto right now. And we're getting a Dash Pro shot in the top right corner of our screen from the Tag Heuer Porsche. See how he navigates Curvone. In the Porsche, it could be pretty treacherous given its oversteer nature. Oh, Brandon Meyer in the M4 for turn 1 and goes sideways. Takes it straight back to the pits. Brad Sievers. He's in the 83 for Sievers Racing, but he's part of the Firelight Esports crew, along with Will Bruner. And this duo runs the World GT Endurance Championship over for Tora, exclamation point World GT, if you're looking for more endurance racing on the weekends. They've got another race coming up, I believe, in a month. All right, Mossop. Max wait time flying laps do count. Zach goes a little sideways there at the end. James Brown in that sticker bomb livery. How's it going, Carbon? How you doing tonight? Again, thank you all so much for being here. You're watching the 949 GT Sprint Series Round 3. Misano Pit Precision in the rain. Probably the heaviest rain we'll see all season. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be tough conditions. Look at that line of cars. Isn't that beautiful? Just looking at the data right now, we have 43 signed into the session. 7 short of the 50 car limit. We are taking registrations for reserve slots. If people drop out of the series. All right, so let's get that switched over. All right, so here we go. Division 3, Division 4 are going to head out on track. Give me a sec. I'm just navigating through. So Will Bruner in the Firelight Esports, AMG, part of the Tora crew. Exiting pit road right now. Long pit lane at Misano. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a stop-go 30 or 2. Pit entry in the wet is sharper than it appears as well, so it's going to definitely be tough. Real quick, I'm going to punch that escape button. Yep, we got rain increasing in 30 minutes. It is wet out on track. It says wet by my little indicator in the top right there, Patty. Ooh. I don't know what's happening there. That is a lot. It just changed. Still says wet. Here, I'll switch to the basic HUD. Yeah, it still says wet. Unless you're on a different map, I don't know. You gonna have a nap real quick, Cabbage? Tobias, is that Kreutz? In the Brains Not Bombs, AMG, a wild card entry. On track in the AMG. Let's get some picture-in-picture action going. Look at the spray. Oh, man. Turn 1 is going to be a nightmare. But again, for any of the drivers that are listening to this stream right now, survival. It's going to matter more than passing that car in front of you. I promise you. Because if you can't get around that car in front of you without wrecking it, it doesn't matter. I mean, Patty, do you disagree? Not on track right now. I hear you. I hear you. Paula Brady and the Scrubs Go Racing. Audi R8 GT3. I thought she had an alternate livery for this race. Wonder what happened there. Got JQ NCS in the top right corner of your screen in the Lexus running Emil Frey colors going into Curva Caracia right now. Yes, there's Paula. Miscommunication. It happens, man. I did check. The livery did load on my end. Yeah, this wet setup is gonna be, it's gonna be critical to have your stuff dialed in. And again, survival. It's the only thing that matters. JQ has really stepped up his game in Division 4, man. Struggled a lot his first season in the 949 GT4 Sprint Series right after he got a wheel. Used to be a keyboard mouse warrior. But now sitting on top of Division 4 with 50 points. Good place to be when you're going into a really tough race like this one. 16 minutes, 17 seconds left in qualifying. So the way it works, folks, Division 3, Division 4 go out first. They get the first 10 minutes. Division 1, Division 2 get the second 10 minutes. And, well, actually, I think it might even be 30 minutes. Total, so 15 and 15. But anyway, so Division 3, Division 4 go out first. Division 1, Division 2 go out second. And they've got half the qualifying time to set their best lap. And that sets the grid for the race. We are doing the big grids this season. 43 cars in this session. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough race. Stephen K. He's in the number 11 Maka. Exited Tremonto, now headed towards Curvone. Let's see how he navigates it. Cuts over to the right. Man, on the curves like that, that is just asking for death. Does navigate it. Vertex Saint, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it, man. Will Bruner, going Tokyo Drift. Into Variante del Parco. How's it going, Morphe? Will Bruner currently 10th on the timesheets. 2.7 seconds off the pace. Chemo Sith on top right now. Provisional pole with a 49.690. Nope. It's just we have a Google Doc where you can fill out your name, post your livery, and I download them, and then I have them all on my end. So I'm the one suffering from the initial lag when it loads the liveries. The drivers aren't, and it is for it's for the presentation. It's for all you. It's so that you guys can have a good show with like these really creative and custom liveries. So we got Chemo Sith, Steve K, Brett Kolb, Jose Guzman, and Justin Moffitt are your top 5 right now. Justin Moffitt, Crazy Rabbits in the M4 in the pits right now for a setup change. Currently 1.132 off the pace. There shouldn't be lag. The problem is that if you're a driver and you're in a server where you have the driver's livery files loaded, don't have the DDS generated, and they haven't joined a session until you're in the car and out on track. That's when it can get particularly treacherous. Because the loading times for the DDS getting created is pretty chunky. After that, it's not too bad. Cal Cisco turn 1 in the Lexus. I'm sorry to hear that, Shane. I think it's gonna be a tough race, but keep your nose clean. Eyes forward. Score some points, man. What's up, Simple Zach? I could get them to include the DDS. The problem is, the big problem there is the size of everything. Like, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I have a lot of livery files. Because these guys will change their stuff all the time. It's crazy. Mason Hard in the Wonder Bread. Maka, oh, JQ goes off it. Curva Misano. For other people, yeah. Well, not default paint, whatever they set their base layer to. Or some people, what some people will do is they'll pick one of the patterns from the custom livery interface in ACC, and they'll find the sponsor and decal PNG files and just change those. So it's kind of like a real easy way for you to put like decals on your car while not having to come up with a whole design and stuff. Exactly, doggo. I have so many liveries. Just looking right now. What's up? What's up, Matt? How are you doing? Like if I just look at just my liveries directory, it is 7.45 gigs. And I don't even think that's all of them loaded. If I go to my archive folder, what's that look like? Another 6 gigs of archived liveries. The Muddy Duck Patch. You're not wrong, Mom of Cap. How are you doing tonight? So with 11 minutes, 8 seconds left, not much time left for the Division 3, Division 4 runners. Tyler Kozlakis again. Excuse me, not again. Division 4 guy putting in the 48.752. Looks like Tyler's been putting in some setup work. Tanner Rogers with Tritium. 0.175 off the pace. I believe that is Cody Grease. Or Cole Grease. 0.423 off the pace. And then Chemosith jumping back up to P4. Chemosith keeping him in touch. Cole Grease in the Adept Porsche 911. Tobias Kreutz. I think it's Kreutz in the Brains Not Bombs AMG 15th fastest. And the Division 1, Division 2 runners are about to hit the track in 15 seconds. Yes, it is going to be very tricky in these conditions. In the large grid, it's going to be critical for drivers to use their brain. Mr. Gearing, signed up for the league. Do I need approval, etc.? I mean, for this race, since the server is launched, the entry list is set, so you couldn't get into this race. But after the race, one of the admins will probably take a look at your sign up just to make sure everything's in order. You're probably going to want to set times at Zolder, just to give people an idea of what your pace looks like. Division 1, Division 2 runners out on track. The Season 6 champ on your screen. Zach Patterson, ProtoCharge SimSport in the Honda. He's behind Chris McNichol. In the Scrubs Go Racing Ravens Reptiles Audi. A little twitchy on the exit of Tremonto. Looks like Chris is just going to back out of it and let the ProtoCharge guys go. It's actually right on board with the Season 6 champ around Misano. Well, let's actually go from onboard 2. Oh, nope, seriously. Where is Zach? Ugh. It changed the camera right when I was getting ready to use Zach. There. All right, so across the line. Here we go. Let's take a lap around Misano into Variante del Parco on the brakes. Turn 1, turn 2. Low speed chicane. Ooh, lots of grip to lose when exiting out of turn 2. Just holding. I bet that might have invalidated him. Now into Curva del Rio, the double right-hander. Very, very sensitive on the throttle. On approach to Curva Garcia. Now, normally you'd be off on the green stuff, but in the wet, that's like driving on ice. Zach Patterson, also part of the Yaz Motorsport HPD program with Honda. You can watch him this season in the SRO GT World Challenge America and GT World Challenge Endurance events with Yaz Motorsport. Through Curvone, navigating it quite well. Cars off at Curva del Caro. On the brakes for the hairpin. Oh, he's letting him back up a little bit. trying to give himself some space before he attacks. And here he goes into curve of Misano. He's probably going to put his foot down and try and set himself a lap. And that is a lap of Misano. Let's jump around. Hit the helicopter cam. Luke Southall, Josh McKean, a 145.297 and a 145.927 for your top two. Adam State clocks in with a 46.780. I'm looking through the field right now trying to find somebody. Peter Greaves is about to finish a lap. Homeschool racer on Twitch. Yeah, let's actually take a look at the weather real quick. Yep, still wet, although it does look like it is going to be decreasing in 30 minutes. Not really going to matter for this. Homeschool racer on track trying to get set up for a timed lap. Just looking through the data, Sean Piner's got 2/10 as he exits Curva del Rio on approach to Curva Caracilla. Carlos, you are happy with where you finished your lap. That is a good deal, man. You guys have been putting in work, and it shows. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. We got an Aston on track that is struggling in the top right corner of the screen. Sean Piner in the hairpin, currently 7/10 up, which would pump him into the 45s. Maybe take a shot at Josh McKean. Maybe take a shot at Zach Patterson. He's currently 9/10 off the pace. Oh, he's only going to come across with 4. That's going to be enough, I think, to catch. Yep. Pops him up to P4, splits the ProtoCharge boys. Actually, we've got ProtoCharge in the top 5. 4 out of the top 5. Speaking of ProtoCharge SimSport, Aston Martin of Mr. Pete Hutchings into Curvone. Nope, that's Tremonto. I'm going to figure out where I am here in a minute. 3 minutes, 35 seconds left in qualifying. Luke Southall goes to the top of the timesheets with a 45.297. Joseph Kostovich, though, P2, 3.320 off the pace. 8 thousandths of a second faster than Nick Gonzalez. Look at that split between P2, P4. Man. Hutch has got some positive delta, though. 8/10 would probably push him up to P6, P7, P6 territory. Let's see what he can do when he converts. I think that's still legit. We're going to see when he comes across the line. He goes 8th fastest. Currently 1.075 off the pace. 2 minutes, 49 seconds left. Josh McKean goes to the top, ladies and gentlemen. 44.735. 0.142 faster than Ryan McIntosh, who booked a lap right before Josh McKean pipped him for the top spot. And that's half a second faster than Luke Southall in the Lexus. This is wild. This quali is wild. 9/10 in the bank. Into Curva Misano. Brandon Meyer. He's going to punch his ticket. Where is he going to end up? He's going to come across the line. 4th fastest. 8/10 off the pace. That is a good result for Brandon. He had a tough Misano. Or not Misano, but Monza. He's really looking for an improvement. Somebody who was quick in free practice, who we've yet to see unlock some pace, is Adam State in the Ravens Reptiles Audi. Currently only a 10th faster than his previous best. Somebody who's 5/10 up on his previous best is Kevin Blanchett in the 420 Sky High Beaver Motorsport Lexus. We got a minute 43 left in quali, and the rain is falling. Thank you all for stopping by. You're watching 949 Sim Racing Community. We're in the GT Sprint Series Round 3 at Misano. It's a pit precision night, and we're in the wet. It's going to be a tough race. I'm pretty sure the 949 GT Sprint Series boys and girls are up to the challenge. Still up 5/10, although actually somebody who's about to cross the line, we'll switch back over to Kevin Blanchett. Jumps to P2, Luke Southall, 0.115 off the pace. Kevin Blanchett exiting the penultimate corner. Here he goes into curve of Misano. Man, I'm just looking at the times, and they're starting to come down. Kevin Blanchett comes across the line, jumps to P16. Nick Gonzalez, ProtoCharge SimSport in the Bentley. Into curve of Misano now. So Josh McKean, 44.735 is the time to beat. And Nick Gonzalez does not improve his time or his position. Neither does Joseph Kostovich. Pete Hutchings, though, jumps to P5 in the 44. So ProtoCharge really bringing the game, bringing the A game to the field out here. We've got inside the top 10 alone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half the top 10 runners are ProtoCharge SimSport. We're in max wait time. Flying laps do count. I'm looking at the times. It looks like Mr. Ryan McIntosh might come across the line first. Exiting out of the penultimate corner with about a 10th in his pocket. He might have just enough to cross the line and take the lap. To the top, 44.675. Pete Hutchings is going to have to settle for 5th. Looks like Luke Southall is going to come across the line, and he is going to go 3rd fastest. Josh McKean comes across the line and goes 2nd fastest. Still got times to book for Zach Patterson, who's got 4/10 as he crosses the line. He jumps to 5th, 0.542 off the pace. Ed Kerstetter's got 3/10, but he's pretty far out on his lap. Sam Ramsbottom for Karimba Bimba. How's it going, Eric? Comes across line, jumps to 15th. Ed Kerstetter has got 8/10 in the bank. The conditions are going to be so treacherous for this race. I'm really hoping everybody straps on their thinking caps for the start of the race. It is about survival. 6th fastest for Ed Kerstetter, 45.330. John Ezra is still out on track. Looks like James Brown is as well, although he's down on his time. Actually, I believe that is everybody. That is qualifying. The mean streets of Discord. Agreed, Cabbage. Yeah, it's going to be a good race. I'm looking forward to it, Eric. Again, I'm really hoping. Oh no, I hit return to garage. Oh well. Switch over here and do the qualifying walkthrough. Over here again, everybody. We do have pitwall.live online right now. If you're interested. Exclamation point pitwall in chat. It is wet conditions for the race, not flooded. They got 1 minute 50 seconds in session start time. Oh man, I don't have a lot of time, so I better move quick. Okay. How many people do we have here? 43. Let's go. 135. Okay, so on pole position for Volante Racing in the 188 Porsche 911. Mr. Ryan McIntosh, a wild card entry in round 3. Josh McKean for ProtoCharge SimSport, still in a close fight with Luke Southall at the top end of the points in Division 1 in the 77. P2, Luke Southall, the Division 1 championship leader in the number 3 for ProtoCharge. Alongside him, Brandon Meyer put the turn 1 M4 on the second row. Good result for Brandon. Zach Patterson, the season 6 champ in the 192 for ProtoCharge. He's 5th on the grid alongside Ed Kerstetter for 949 in the 28. Pete Hutchings, ProtoCharge SimSport in the Aston Martin. First season for the Aston for Hutch. He's 7th on the grid alongside Joseph Kostovich in the 949 McLaren car 240. Nick Gonzalez for ProtoCharge in the Bentley. He's 9th on the grid next to Mike Menning for Scrubs Go Racing and Chum Motorsports in the Aston Martin. Sean Piner for Crazy Rabbits, 11th on the grid in the 911 alongside James Brown for Scrubs Go Racing in the 720. Adam State for Scrubs Go Racing. He's in the Audi. He's 13th on the grid next to the sister Turn 1 NA M4. Dan Tazaro, car 999, 14th on the grid. Sam Ramsbottom for Karimba Bimba. He's 15th on the grid alongside Luciano Yads in the Aston Martin for Madhouse. Is it Kevin Blanchett? For some reason, I forgot your name. I apologize. In the 420 for Sky High Beaver Motorsports. He's 17th on the grid. John Ezra for Tritium, 18th on the grid in the M4. We've got Peter Greaves, homeschool racer. He's in the 720. He's 19th on the grid. Chris McNichol for Scrubs Go Racing, 20th on the grid in the 32 Audi. Shane Reeves for 949 Sim Racing UK in the 950 911. 21st on the grid next to Tyler Kozlakis in the Tag Heuer Porsche. Cole Grace in the Adept Porsche, 23rd on the grid alongside Carlos Guzman. We got Tanner Rogers for Tritium. He's in the Lexus, 25th on the grid alongside Justin Beachley from Trackalicious. He's in the Aston Martin. Chemo Sith's 27th on the grid for Crazy Rabbits alongside Kyle Sisko, Cole Hawks on Twitch in the Turn 1 SimSport Lexus. Paula Brady for Scrubs Go Racing's in the Audi, 29th on the grid next to Brett Kolb in the 720S, 30th on the grid. Will Bruner in the Firelight Esports Mercedes AMG, 31st on the grid alongside JQNCS in the Emil Frey Lexus. We got Brad Sievers, the sister Firelight Esports entry in the McLaren 720S in front of Rogerio Santos in the 177 McLaren 720S. We've got Steve K, 35th on the grid in the 11 McLaren, and Jose Guzman in the, I believe it is RG Racing Honda NSX. We've got Trent Kreutz, I believe, in the 247. He's a wild card entry in the AMG. Mason Hart's another wild card entry in the 26 720S. Justin Rowley in the 404 720S. We've got, I believe that is Colton Schmelter. Might have that name wrong. I believe that's another wild card entry. 92 in the 911, 39th on the grid alongside John Espiritu in the Ukraine Lamborghini Huracan Evo car 12. Patty McNichol in the Ryder Engineering for Scrubs Go Racing. He's 41st on the grid alongside Carlos Guzman in the Arcane Racing Honda NSX. And then Justin Moffitt in the Crazy Rabbits BMW M4. And that is 43 entries for round 3 at Misano. Ryan McIntosh, the pole sitter, pulling into the penultimate corner. Hey, Shy Guy, how's it going? It's going to be such a treacherous turn 1. It all comes down to using your brain, focus on the points, eyes on the prize, points. Walk out of this race with points. 2 mandatory pit stops. Pit precision's underway. Here we go. Already cars jockeying for position as we get ready to go into turn 1. Looks like Ryan got off to a really good start in the back of the field. Oh, there's cars turning sideways. Looks like it was Nick Gonzalez, but everybody checked up. Didn't look like it was too disastrous towards the back of the field. Although, actually, I'm starting to see a lot of incidents come through now. Let's jump back. Where did the 240 car end up? Looks like everybody made it through okay. Just bouncing around right now. The 727 Akimo Sith falling back a bit again. It is all about playing it smart. You got to play it smart. Apologies, folks. I'm going to start moving up the order. We're going to have to do it manually because the app is having a bit of a field day right now. Ryan McIntosh in the lead. Let's jump on board from the Volante Racing. Porsche out of Tremonto now. More accidents. Looks like he's holding it pretty well. Carson Schmelter in the Porsche 911, involved in some early on-track incidents, but is keeping the car going in the same direction. That is pretty critical. I'm looking through the field right now. I don't see anybody in the pits, which is a huge, huge result in these conditions. The rider, man, look at Patty trying to maneuver that car. That's going to be rough. That is going to be so rough. Ryan McIntosh comes across the line to finish the first lap, and we are underway. 58 minutes left. As you'll notice in the top left corner of your screen, the drivers have to take 2 mandatory pit stops. They do not have to... tires are optional. They do have to take a liter of fuel and sit in the box for 25 seconds. Those are the requirements for pit precision. Oh, Patty closes the door on Shane a little bit. Shane is really trying to tiptoe around the outside, and that is not where you want to be, Shane. Looking through the data right now. Ed Kerstetter, he's trying to hold off Pete Hutchings. Actually, Luke Southall is not that far off. Let's jump on board with Luke. Oh, thought I had Luke clicked. Here we go. Looks like the ProtoCharge boys are full attack on Mr. Ryan McIntosh. Hey everybody, just wanted to wave and say hi. Let's actually, because we got the full entry here, let's do this. Yes, it is a bit moist. Let's jump back. I did see Carson get involved. Oh, Carson's off track at Garcia. It is going to be about surviving. Looking through the field. Accident between the 240 and the 727. That's right, Jay Thax. Patty is a Giga Chad. Don't you forget it. So Joseph Kostovich under fire from Mike Menning in the Chum Motorsport Aston Martin. In the top right corner of your screen, though, Ed Kerstetter splitting 2 ProtoCharge entries. We've got Zach Patterson in front and Pete Hutchings in behind. Currently 7/10 between Hutch and Kerstetter. Looks like Luke is starting to drop off a little bit from the front runners. Ryan's doing just fine in your place, holding the Porsche mantle. So Tobias Kreutz, looks like him and Cole Grius are banging doors. Let's jump on board, take a look. Does look like Cole is Managed to find his way around Tobias. It's a tricky race. Let's get some camera shots of the race leader. Ryan McIntosh trying to hold off a hard-charging Josh McKean in the Aston Martin. I'm really feeling like the Aston's probably going to be the easier car to drive in the wet. Porsche is going to be trickier, but the thing is that Ryan has so much experience in the Porsche. If there's anybody that can make the Porsche kind of a wet weather legend, it's got to be Ryan. You can already start to see the dry line starting to form. It seems like on corner entry is where Josh McKean is gaining his time on Ryan. But then at corner exit, Ryan's getting a little bit of equalize off of just being able to get the power down a little bit better in the Porsche. Into the treacherous Curvone. No. Matt, I actually do that as well. I usually put on a dash cam from a car and just like listen to the engine noise. I do that to sleep sometimes. For me, also listening to like a Carl Sagan book will also help. Just put it on Pale Blue Dot Chapter 1. Call it a day. I hear him describe the orbiting planets around the elliptic plane, and my brain just starts to immediately slowly shut down. If anyone is interested at all, Chapter 1, just Chapter 1 of Pale Blue Dot. It's the only thing you need to read of that book. I mean, it's not the only thing. It's a great book, but definitely Chapter 1. I don't actually watch the race. Usually I just have it on as sound. Good fight between Ryan and Josh. We're going to bounce around, though, and take a look. Does look like Zach Patterson did get around Ed Kerstetter. Cole Grayus around Justin Rowley in the top right corner of your screen. And Curva Del Rio. Oh, spun 911. I believe that was Shane Rees. Ooh, Hutch goes off track. It's going to give Ed Kerstetter the opportunity in Curva del Caro. So I do see Tobias on an out lap now, and it does look like Steve K is pitted, Will Bruner's pitted, Sam Ramsbottom is pitted. Wonder how many people are going to get dinged with a stop-go. Drive-through penalty for Zach Patterson. That's got to be for track cuts. That is unfortunate. That is gonna be a shot to the finishing position that's possible for Zach Patterson. Although, to be fair, folks, look at Brandon Meyer just going off at Garcia. Conditions are going to be so tricky, so tricky. So effectively, Zach Patterson's going to have to drive through the pit lane 3 times. And what's a disadvantage right now is the field is actually not that spread out. Like, we're seeing times where there's like 2 seconds or 4 seconds between, but we're not seeing, like, Paula Brady right there is the first one that is like really stuck out on time, because it's like in the neighborhood of like 15 seconds. Adam State, Ravens Reptiles in the Audi, Nick Gonzalez in the ProtoCharge SimSport Bentley. Mike Minning taking an early pit stop. I'm not even going to try and track overcut, undercut, because we've got 43 cars, 2 mandatory pit stops, not counting drive-throughs. That is a lot of cars taking trips down pit lane. But I'll try and do my best. What is going on in the top right here? I believe that is Cole Grayus in the Adept Porsche, getting ready to go into Curvacarcia. Looks like he's behind the number 15. No. Excuse me. He's behind the 727 Crazy Rabbits entry. That's Chemosit down in 21st. Drive-through penalty for Rogerio Santos. Man, I'm getting the feeling we're going to see a lot of those. It does look like Ryan McIntosh has lost ground to Josh McKean. Josh McKean does take the lead of this race, currently holding the fastest lap on lap 7. You can find the data as well, folks, if you go to pitwall.live, ! Pitwall in chat. You could use the free or anonymous setups. You don't have to pay for it. Actually pull that up real quick. I'm kind of curious when that happened. Looks like it was on lap 5. All right, Vulcan, be safe. Have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping by. I'll give you a shout out, sir. Everybody, when he's online, you need to go check him out, Mr. Vulcan Bockerton. He's a good dude. So Blanchette is in the pits. Kevin Blanchette. I said Kyle. I'm sorry, Kevin. Oh, no. 2 cars coming together. I believe that is Justin Rowley and is that Brad Severs? That is unfortunate. No, that's one of the Hondas. Ryan McIntosh trying to catch. Back up to Josh McKean. Joseph Kostovich has a fight on his hands. Dan Tazaro in the Turn 1 NA M4. Lumen Large in the background. Oh, that's the 29 entry that got tangled up with Brad. That's Jose Guzman. Oh, I'm sorry, doggo. I hear you, man. So Blanchette on his outlap. So Carl Evans drive-through clears. Zach Patterson clears and drops down only to 11th? No idea, man. We didn't see it on stream, doggo. I hope not as well. Let's go take a look around and find some other close fights. Patty made nickel. Cole Grace. And that is one of the M4s. That's Justin Moffitt. Let's ride on board from Moffitt's perspective. From the Dash Pro cam. What's up, Detox? Ooh, Blanchette getting nailed with the drive-through. That's unfortunate. Car 950 getting nailed with a stop-go. Kevin Blanchette getting nailed with a stop-go. That's unfortunate. That pit lane catches you out. That long pit exit is super deceptive. You come out of the pit, the pit boxes, and your brain might think it's clear, flip off your pit limiter, but you got to go all the way to the end of the pit road. Good and bad news from Sakame. Oh yeah, I was reading. I know he's moving, getting rid of his sim racing stuff, but at the same time, he's playing a lot of music, which makes him happy. Drive-through cleared. Oh no, drive-through for car 29. I believe that is Jose Guzman. Looks like one of the drive-throughs have cleared. That would have been for 177. Rogerio Santos. Field is starting to stretch out a bit. With the first round of pit stops starting, I'm actually not shocked that this is starting to happen now. Homeschool Racer up into 12th right now. And he is really trying to take it to the Division II fight. And if he can hold on to this right now, he's actually in a pretty good position, because if I'm looking at the data, Mike Menning took the pit stop early. Now, he could be going for an undercut, because he's down in 30th right now. And then I look also at the data, and I see Kevin Blanchette, who got hit with a drive-through and a stop-go 30. So that is a real rough pill to swallow for Sky High Beaver Motorsport Lexus. Zach Patterson, after taking the drive-through, still 11th. That is a huge result. Like, don't get me wrong, you don't want to get a drive-through, but at the same time, too, to take your drive-through and come out 11th, that's a big deal. That is what the wet weather racing at Misano will get you. I'm looking real quick. I just kind of want to find somebody else who's fighting on track. A close battle. Let's flip over to Brandon Meyer. Oh, he's catching up to his teammate. That's why. Oh, no. It looks like the Wonder Bread might have lagged out. That might be a disconnect. I think that was Mason Hart in the Wonder Bread car 26. So Brandon Meyer trying to catch his teammate Dan Tazaro. Sean Piner in 6th, only 0.8 back. Look at this. Patty McNichol in the Scrubs Go Racing Rider P19. More pit stops coming in. Hutch is in the pits. Beachley's in the pits. Kostovich is in the pits. Looks like Coasty might be good on at least one of his pit stops. He might be rolling down pit road right now. Tyler Kozlakis in the 9. Tag Heuer getting the drive-through. Stop go 30 for Tyler Kozlakis. Oh, man, it just keeps getting worse. Cole Grace has got a drive-through. Nick Gonzalez has got a drive-through. What a fight right now. Patty McNichol is just trying to hold Carlos off. And here comes the Scrubs Go Racing Audi of Chris McNichol. It is. It is. Luke Southall, Adam State in the pits. Tanner Rogers in the for Tritium Racing. He's in Tech 1 colors. Going through Variante del Parco, currently in 10th. He's got a 3-second gap on James Brown in the Scrubs Go Racing McLaren. On board with Chemo Sith in the 727. He's trying to chase down Paula Brady for Scrubs Go Racing in the Audi. Look at Chemo Sith playing it smart, just being conservative. Stop go in the pits for 29. Let me tell you, the pits are a trap. They are a trap. You got to take 2 of them, but man, is pit road going to be rough. Zach Patterson, after taking a drive-through, back up to 5th. Now, Luke Southall is pitted. Hutch, Meyer, Kostovich, State have all pitted. So that might not be representative of where Patterson truly is, but still, consistency. Not getting involved in collisions. As Zach would say, you can't lose time. You never get it back. Ed Kerstetter. That's Nick Gonzalez behind him. Where is Ed right now? Ed Kerstetter currently sitting 2nd. Ryan McIntosh trying to work his way back up through the field. The camera keeps going over to the Wonder Bread car stuck in the fence. That's hilarious. Here, we'll move it. All right, there we go. Race leader Josh McKean, ProtoCharge SimSport in the Aston Martin right now. Currently, how far is he ahead, Ed Kerstetter? After 14 laps, still got to take 2 mandatory pit stops. We're not quite at the halfway point. 34 minutes, 40 seconds left in the race. We're going to leave it on board with the race leader for a moment. I'm going to take a moment and step away, folks. Enjoy the show. You're watching 949 GT Sprint Series Round 3 at Misano. We're going to be right back. And we're back. Let's get that switched on. You're looking for Muff. Well, let's go find Muff. Let's go take a look around on track. Where is Mr. Justin Moffett right now? Mr. Justin Moffett is currently... Where is the 223? Oh, it looks like he must have gotten involved in some sort of incident or something. He's out of the race. John Ezra's out. Or no, John Ezra's in the pits. Looks like we've already had 3 drop out. Steve K's in the pits as well. Let's look through the data. John Espiritu's pretty close to somebody. Let's go find John. So in terms of rabbits doing well, we've got Piner. So Sean is currently 3rd right now, but has yet to take a pit stop. Race leader Josh McKean's taking his pit stop at minute mark 31:45. A little bit of front end damage on the Ukraine Lambo. Oh, Seavers is sideways. Man, drive-throughs all up and down the board. Steve K, Mason Hart, John Espiritu, stop-go 30 for Paula Brady. It is going to come down to straight-up consistency. Anybody that can avoid getting in an incident and not getting a drive-through penalty or a stop-go is going to come out a big, big points winner in their own division, in the team championship. It is going to have huge dividends. Ed Kerstetter's going to inherit the lead of this race. Zach Patterson, after serving a drive-through penalty, folks, a drive-through, he is 14.9 seconds back from Ed. That is not far. Drive-through penalty for car 9. Yep. Chemo Sith is flying. I don't think Chemo's gotten hit with a drive-through. Let me go to pit wall real quick. I can pull up the data and take a look. Across the GT3 category. .727 has not taken a drive-through or a stop-go. Yeah, Zach is flying. Zach is moving in the wet. So is Ed Kerstetter. actually hop on board with Chemosith. He's actually not far. It said he was only he's 2 seconds back from Pete Hutchings. So Chemosith has yet to take a pit stop. Currently in 8th. He's got a whole slew of runners behind him that have taken at least one mandatory pit stop. So that's probably going to drop him back in the top, like right inside the top 20, Gingy. But that's still a pretty good result, given what's happened on track. And to be honest, if Chemosith can keep his nose clean for another 28 minutes. Here he comes in. Oh, little touch on the wall. Might not be too bad on the damage. That pit entry is treacherous. Adam State moving around lap traffic. And looks like the Arcane Racing Honda, I believe that's Carlos, going into the pits. Looks like we got some lag from Brett Kolb. His Maka just goes trailing off. Yeah, that's wild. So with... So Kerstetter's still in the lead after 18 laps. Josh McKean's only 18 seconds back from Zach Patterson. Oh, Carlos, I'm sorry about that, man. These are the kind of lessons, though, man, that when you get this stuff figured out in the races like this, when the conditions are this crazy, like, you're going to come out ahead of the game if you can get your approaches, you can get all your setup right. We're getting a look at the Wonder Bread car just in the bleachers somewhere. I don't understand why that car is still in here. Justin Beachley trying to chase down Tanner Rogers. Zach Patterson behind him. I think Zach's just trying to get up closer so he can maybe pass under blue flags. I think the exit right here might be when it happens. Let's switch over to Zach real quick. I'm doing pretty good, man. Oh, you're talking to Simple Zach. Yeah. How's it going? How's it going, Zach? Drive through for car 83. I'm telling you, man, these track conditions are just so tricky. It matters so much if you can just hang on and not make mistakes. 26 minutes, 5 seconds left. So we've got a whole field of cars. So Ed Kerstetter's going to take the pit. That means Zach Patterson might inherit the lead of this race. Brandon Meyer around the outside. I couldn't see which Maka that was that he just passed. Currently 1.4 back from Sean Piner. Crazy Rabbits Racing in 10th right now. Ooh, Ryan McIntosh is catching. He's catching James Brown, the godfather of Soul, who has yet to pit. Looks like he's actually already gotten around him. Luke Southall. I think he's going to cycle out ahead of Ed Kerstetter. Oh, man, oversteer moment for Ryan, but he catches it, which is important. Sean Piner. He can smell blood. Brandon Meyer with a drive-through penalty. That's going to hurt. That is really going to hurt. Such a good race for Brandon until this point, too. Really good pace in the M4. It's not going to be. It's going to be cold consult, but Brandon's got to look at the fact that he had really good pace around here in the wet. Because he did. Totally did. You think he's going to catch him? Sean's been super quick in the wet. He has not been slow at all. Oh, Cabbage, I'm sorry about that, man. Max A Power, thank you so much for the follow. You're watching the 949 GT Sprint Series Round 3. Pit Precision at Misano. Ooh, this is tricky. They navigate the blue flags quite well. So Brandon Meyer serving that drive-through. So Sean is pretty close, but let's jump back in the field. Yep, Tyler Kozlakis on Paula Brady. See what goes down here. Luciano Yads in the top right corner of your screen for Madhouse Racing in the Aston Martin. Luciano, check his season numbers. I think he's actually doing pretty decent if I remember correctly. Luciano, 7th in the standings in Division 2, which is a good result for him, and holding close to Adam State and Brandon Meyer, only 6 points back from Meyer, outside the top 5. Also, 2 points ahead of previous Division 3 rival Shane Rees, and that's a pretty big result for him. What's up, Muff? I saw you dropped out, man. Sorry to see that. Let's go to Brandon Meyer. Just trying to cycle through the traffic. We're going to switch back over to Piner because this is the closest fight on track for position right now. You got you got to drive through and then got nailed with another penalty, didn't you? What's up, King Rhino? Rhino. I'm gonna say it right one of these days, Rhino. So what that means, Gingy, I bet, is Muff probably got a penalty for something like track cuts or whatever. And then if you get another penalty, yeah, that'll happen, Muff. Especially on the exit of Curvone, going into the last 2 turns. That happens all the time to people. Getting a double track cut. And the thing is if the first one is the one that gives you the DT, the second one gives you the DQ, which sucks. It's a known Misano problem. We can actually take a look real quick. So we got Sean on board. Let's jump on the helicopter cam. I'll show you what I'm talking about, and you tell me if I'm right. So they're getting ready to go through Curvone. You're going to watch. You see these white lines that are popping up on the side of the track? Now watch. 1, 2. You cross both those lines, all 4 tires, that's 2 cuts. Is that Enai or is it 3-9? Either way, thank you so much for the follow. You're watching round 3 of the 949 GT Sprint Series. Whoa, Zach Patterson is moving through the field. Let's jump over. Where's Patterson at? Currently in the lead. I think he is banking on Calamity, saving those 2 pit stops for the last. Gonna try and nail him. That's where it is. But yeah, you watch right here, Muff. On the exit of this corner right here, there's 2 white lines. If all 4 tires cross both those white lines, that's a double. It's a double track cut. Zach Patterson is moving through the field. Last lap for Zach Patterson was 45.2. He is... Ryan McIntosh right now is the fastest man on track with a 44.737. But that 45.207 from Zach Patterson is a very quick time right now. Into the pits. Nails the entry. No drama. Zach Patterson, even with the drive-through, might be looking at getting some points here. And that would just mean a lot to Zach, I can guarantee you. Looking through the field, Sean Piner. We're going to jump back to Sean Piner, Joseph Kostovich. I'm going to take a look around, see if there are other close fights. Tanner Rogers with the stop-go 30. We've got a decent chunk of drivers that have already taken their mandatory pit stop allotment. Ooh, racing out of the pits. That looks like Brandon Myers and Brett Kolb. They're ghosting into each other. Neither one of them wants to yield. They're going to have to yield into the first curve. Nick Gonzalez in the top right corner of your screen, moving through traffic, trying to chase down, I believe that's Chris McNichol. Oh, Brandon Myers in the mix. Just moves past Nick Gonzalez like he's standing still. Oh, that was for position 2. We're going to switch into that action, let me tell you. That right there is going to be spicy. Nick on the brakes into Garcia. Oh, and the punt. What was that? Oh, and then Brett Kolb just drives into him. Oh, man. Unfortunate. You sent Patty a sassy DM for fun? That was really unfortunate, man. That was really unfortunate. Again, like we've been saying this whole time, folks, consistency, not getting involved in collisions, dodging the penalties, that is going to be the secret here. Like, if you can do that, you're going to unlock some points. You're going to unlock some points. Look at somebody who got involved in an accident early on. Will Bruner's got 1 pit stop left to do, but currently 19th in Division 3. Looking to make a good points haul. Right now, 3rd in the standings, and especially with the pit stops the way they're allocated right now, that is a good solid 3rd place finish for Will if he can convert it. Luke Southall in the pits right now. Ryan McIntosh is going to inherit the lead of this race. Exiting Curva del Rio. So it's McIntosh, Kerstetter, Hutchings, Tazaro. Luke Southall is the first of the top 5 with all of his mandatory pit stops taken care of. Josh McKean has all of his mandatory pit stops taken care of. And if we look at the times, we're going to have to wait a bit. I don't know if Josh McKean is in the pit window for Ryan McIntosh. Stop go cleared for car 18. Zach Patterson with another drive-through penalty. That is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Had such a good result on offer after taking the first drive-through. That is just tough. Track cuts are brutal in this rain. They are brutal. Justin Beachley in the pits. Let's take a look on track and see who's close. We got Mike Minning. He's behind Luke Southall, but he's got another pit stop to serve. I wonder if he's just going to stick to Luke's butt and try and follow him around track. Zach Patterson still manages to cycle out in the top 10. And there's only 2 people in front of him that have mandatory pit stops taken care of, and they're already ahead of him. So that's that looks like that's firmly top 10 territory for Zach Patterson potentially if he can hang on to this. Ed Kerstetter, 13.361 back from Ryan McIntosh. Man, he's out of the fight. But if he can hang on to this, it's going to be a good result on the points. Same with Pete Hutchings, 12.4 back from Kerstetter. He's going to have a fight on his hands if he doesn't watch it, though, because Tesaro's only 3.4 back. And we've had 7 retirements in this race. It's a tough one. It is a tough one, folks. No doubt about it. 950 with a with a DT for track limits. That is unfortunate. And a drive-through for Ryan McIntosh. That is going to change the lead of this race. "13 minutes, 3 seconds left." Cabbage, I'd recommend, rather than saying that here, make sure that you file a protest. So Adams State currently sitting 12th, 23 seconds back from Peter Greaves. Him and Chris right now are kind of holding steady in P12, P13. Ed Kerstetter's got to move through the traffic, though. Got to try and keep it clean. And Nick Gonzalez with a drive-through. So with 11 minutes, 45 seconds, Dan Tesaro's got one more pit stop to take. Pete Hutchings is good to the regs, right behind Josh McKean. Looks like Zach Patterson's going in for his second pit stop. This is going to be a tough one, folks. Drive-through cleared for Shane Rees. Nick Gonzalez still has to serve his. Ed Kerstetter in the pits. Ryan McIntosh has served his drive-through penalty. Looks like he's coming in the pits right now for a legitimate pit stop. Let's look through the field. Try and find another close car to follow. Where's Will Bruner going to cycle out? In the Firelight Esports AMG. Currently second in Division 3 right now. Chemo Sith. Top car in Division 3 in the 727, currently sitting P13. And it looks like Will's about 29 seconds back from Chemo Sith and still has yet to serve a mandatory pit stop. Chemo Sith does too. We could have a lead change depending on how this next pit stop works out for Chemo Sith. So Ryan McIntosh cycles out 7th in the overall after Kerstetter, or behind Kerstetter after the drive-through penalty. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Tesaro is in the lead of this race. Sean Piner, 8.361 back. Luke Southall might be slated for a three-peat here, or 3 in a row. Josh McKean is losing ground. Currently 13 seconds back. Look at this top Division 4 showing from Rogerio Santos. Let's pull him up for a minute. Where is Santos at? Look at this guy. Going in for his mandatory pit stop now. I'm pretty sure he's got enough of a gap to JQ. What's up, Huff? How you doing, man? Oh, Boss Pat. Well, so the thing is, boss, you can't just slam through the gears like you used to post 1.8. Got to be careful with that. You will blow an engine. So Rogerio Santos, JQ, however, not quite to Curvone yet. Justin Rowley getting nailed with the drive-through penalty. Pit stop for Mike Minning in the Chum Motorsports Aston Martin. Pitted from P6. Or no, he was behind Southall, so he was P4. Shout out to Huff and the Box 3 guys for doing the Race for Ukraine. Racing for a good cause. JQ comes across the line. So he's 24th. Let's take a look. I'm going to put him about 35. Nah, he's a little bit more than that. 33 seconds back. No. Excuse me. He's 54 seconds back. So Rogerio Santos has really got this figured out. Still waiting to see when Tez and Piner are going to pull the trigger on their last pit stop. They got 7 minutes to do it. So after the pit stop, Mike Minning is going to cycle out. There's Chris McNichol. And then we've got Maka. And I'm not sure who that is. Oh, that's Rogerio Santos. Rogerio giving him some space. And Mike's going to make his way around through Curva Misano now. He's got to chase down Patty McNichol. It was 1.1, but I think that gap's going to grow a little bit after running into lap traffic in Curva del Caro. Yeah, drop back to 2.3. Godfather of Soul, James Brown, trying to chase down Justin Beachley. How's it going, Mossap? So Tezaro's in the pits for his final time. Piner still has yet to pull the trigger on his last pit stop. He's got 5 minutes and 13 seconds to do it. He probably should do it now. Because if he gets hit or something, and it takes longer than 3 minutes for him to get to the box after this lap, he is probably going to miss it, and he's going to take a time penalty. So it's probably smart to take that stop now, because you never know. Ooh. Oh. Minning. He's caught up to Chris McNichol. Oh, Chemo Sith and Willer in. Ooh, let's go check that out. Let's get into that action right here. This right here is a fight. So Chemo Sith cycling out. Will Bruner off the Jackson rolling. I think Chemo Sith's going to get it done. Drive-through penalty for car 918. Unfortunate for Mike. That is going to give Chris McNichol a sigh of relief. Mike Minning going to have to serve that drive-through penalty. That's probably going to punch him down to P15. He's going to be duking it out with Nick Gonzalez. Ooh, we got a bunch of cars up here. What is this? What is that? Joseph Kostovich trying to navigate around the Ryder and McLaren of Brad Severs and Patty McNichols in the Ryder. So Sean Piner has pitted. He's behind Brandon Meyer, but I believe Meyer's a lap down to him. So Luke Southall is going to effectively... Oh, no, Piner hasn't pitted yet. Still hasn't pitted yet. He's got to do it now. And he's spinning. Sean, what are you doing? What are you doing, man?
Why? Why?
We're going to keep our eyes on this, folks. Sean has to pit now. He has to. Luke Southall would effectively inherit the lead of this race. What is the delta? Sean may be able to make a play for second. If he can nail this stop and finish this race out on whatever rubber he's got, he might be able to pull it off. Oh, wait a minute. No. Never mind. He's got to sit in the box for 25 before he even count in the traversing of the pit road. Ooh, a drive-through for Sean. That's probably going to be for the exit of Curva del Caro. That is unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Luke Southall going to inherit the lead of this race. Josh McKean, Ed Kerstetter, Ryan McIntosh, Dan Tizarro, Pete Hutchings, Joseph Kostovich, Zach Patterson, Adam State are your top 10. Dan Tizarro getting nailed with the drive-through penalty. The bill is coming due for some of these people that have been running some really, really clean races, and that is unfortunate. But, you know, it's tough out there. It's raining on the same track for everybody. Minute 15. Luke Southall is probably just babying this car as best he can. Oh no, because Piner got the drive-through on his pit entry. He's not going to be able to get around to take his mandatory pit. He's going to get nailed with another time penalty. That is so unfortunate. Oh, man. What did I say? At the 5-minute mark. At the 5-minute mark, you got to pit, man. You don't know what's going to happen. If Luke forces another lap, he might be able to pull it off, but that is a big if. Oh, man, that is just... So Luke is got time to kill. I mean, Luke could just check up. He's got 19 seconds, man. I mean, I secretly hope he does it so that, you know... Oh, nope. Luke's checking up. But he's on the racing line. I don't know why. Everybody's checking up on the racing line. And that's the checkered flag. Luke Southall taking the win. Josh McKean looks like he's going to come across the line in second. Sean Piner on his in lap. I don't know if it counts. Josh McKean puts it in the wall. Ed Kerstetter looks like he's slotted for third. Sean Piner, we don't know where he's going to end up. I think he's going to get a time penalty. Yeah, he's got a 135-second time penalty. Ryan McIntosh is going to inherit fourth. Hutch is going to be fifth. Coasty's going to be seventh when he comes across the line. Zach Patterson will be eighth. I think, man, after serving 2 drive-throughs, Zach Patterson's still going to come across the line. Potentially, well, not even potentially 8th, potentially 7th. Oh, slides off track at the penultimate corner. What happened there? Was that contact? Was that contact between them? I didn't see that. I don't see anything like that. What happened there? Chris McNichol is going to come across the line in 11th. Brandon Meyer is going to finish 12th. We still don't know where everything's going to shake out because of Piner's 135-second penalty. Rogerio Santos is going to take top spot in Division 4 for sure. JQ's going to take, it says second right now, but if he doesn't finish 30 seconds ahead, oh, look at this shot up in the top right corner of your screen, folks. Let's get that flipped over. Real quick. We got to get that flipped over. Somebody clip this. Somebody clip that right there. That is just, what a sight. What a sight, man. What a show, everybody. Seriously. Let's get back to the garage and save this replay. Wow. Oh, I forgot to turn off pit wall, so that's going to break everything. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can shut it off fast enough. I don't think I can. All right, so everything's saved. Back out. Actually, we'll go into the replay. Go into the replay. We'll pull up the HUD. Southall, McKean, Kerstetter. All right, folks. That was a wild one. Let me tell you, Luke Southall with 3 in a row. Panaz. You got the DT on pit entry? Oh, man, that's rough. That is so rough. Let's see if I can get these guys in here for an interview. We'll see. Here, actually, I'm just going to jump down there. If they jump in with me, we'll talk. Oh, HCR Motorhead, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the support. So after a wild race, man, Luke Southall, man, what a result. Oh, Ed's in here. Ed, how are you doing, man? Not too bad. That was a wild race. Tell me about what it was like on track for you. With the track conditions, so for you, you felt like it wasn't too bad out there. But in terms of like the traffic out there and stuff like that, did you find it particularly challenging navigating other cars out on track, or did you just plan your pit stops perfectly and get some good clean air? That was a wild race. So a third place finish. I think that's your first podium this season in season 8. Exactly, man. So you got to be happy with that result. And how is the McLaren for you this season in comparison to the Porsche? Mm-hmm. Well, man, like I said, dude, first podium of the season. Congratulations. Hope to see what you can do in the remaining rounds. We got another rain race next week for an endurance round. So be sure to keep that knowledge from Misano trapped in your head somewhere because you're going to need it. But definitely congratulations on the podium and good luck in the next round, man. All right, man. See ya. Josh. So that was a tough race for you. Ed said you were nursing some damage around track. Tell me about how Misano was treating you. The size speaks for itself, but go ahead. Well, geez, I'm dumber than a sack of hammers. Ed, you're in chat. I'm going to tell you sorry right now.
I see how it is.
Everybody, no. We're gonna handle this right. We're gonna switch over to the just talking screen, and then we're all gonna point at the dumb guy who doesn't know how to operate his buttons. But Ed, congratulations. Hope to see you in the next round, especially since you got a broadcaster that doesn't know his butthole from his elbow. But anyway.
Oh, we all make mistakes.
Josh, so the traffic management was the key part of the race that you felt like kind of like compromised your win potential. But with that said, you got a second place finish in what is probably going to be the toughest conditions of the season. We don't know that for sure, but we do have 2 more rain races. I will say, man, I'm reading chat back now, and everybody's just like, I'm dumber than dirt. I'm so sorry. Anyway, Josh, you've got to be at least that's cold comfort, but second place finish, you got to be happy with those points.
The race was lost really when I forgot I had those 7 seconds of damage, and I pitted, which is how I ended up behind Luke after the pit stops, and then me pushing like nuts to try and catch him in 15 minutes. I had a contact with another back marker, and yeah, it was just trying to get the cars to the end from there. But yeah, could have been a win really. But there's more wet races in my estimation.
Yep, there are more wet races ahead. You got the endurance next week. We don't know what track is going to be coming up for that one, but everybody at home, be sure and pay attention in Discord for the announcement on what the track is going to be after the 24-hour poll. And again, with the points total that you're going into round 4, you got to be happy because you're not that far behind Luke. There's still a lot to play for, even with Luke getting 3 wins in a row. Congratulations on P2. I know it's not a win, but it was still a good result for you, and good luck in the next round, man.
Thanks, Phil.
Luke, you're unmuted for the entirety of your interview.
Lucky me.
Yeah, lucky you. I mean, again, folks, it's not because the guys that came before Luke aren't people you should listen to or hear what they've got to say about their race. It's just that I'm stupid. But so anyway, Luke, 3 in a row, man. I think
somehow
I'm trying to remember. Because season 6 and season 7 were kind of crazy. I don't think I can't remember if we had a 3-peat.
I think season 1. You'd have to go back to season 1, I think. It
has been a rough set of seasons, and we've had some really good potentials, even from the fastest guys, and even from some guys that are in like Division 2 caliber coming in dark horse winning a race or two. But seriously though, you got to be happy with that result. You definitely showed how the Lexus can perform in the wet. You've got that endurance race coming up next week. Do you feel like you can get 4 in a row?
No.
No? He's just like, nope. Nope, I'm done, guys.
I won this race. I was the 3rd fastest car on track, and somehow I've come out of it with the win. So, I mean, I'll take it, but I'd be shocked if I won next week.
So
it would take something similar again, I'd imagine. The
big difference maker, and I think I really feel like this race, if people did not pay attention in this race, they're going to be lost as a goose for the rest of the season. Because the key here is you ran your race, you didn't get a penalty. It didn't look like you ran into anybody on track. And that was the thing that kind of separated you from the rest of the podium sitters. Kerstetter actually did really good on the podium to get on the podium. Didn't have what looked like an unclean moment anywhere in the race. It's just he qualified low or further down the order, whereas you were up towards the top, ran your clean race, came away with the win. You got to be happy with that one.
Oh, I'm happy with it for sure. I think the best thing I did was the quali lap, really, because, I mean, there's probably still a tenth or two left in there, but I mean, it's the rain, so it's pretty hard to get a fully, like, optimal lap and stuff. Whereas, like, Josh said he messed his lap up a bit. I'd imagine Ryan had more left in the tank as well, so
yeah,
that set up my race quite well. Just tried to, like, hang with them as best as I could, and then it just fell into my lap, basically.
But man, that was a good race. You're definitely going to love those points because you weren't even planning to get that many.
Nope.
You got the endurance coming up. More rain next week. Lexus isn't one of the weakest cars in the rain. It's not one of the strongest cars in the rain. You can do something clean again. Might be looking at 4 in a row. You're looking at 4 in a row, man. That's wild. But
I'd be very surprised.
Yeah.
I'd like it if I could get a P2 next week. That'd be nice. That's kind of my goal, I'd say.
Well, all I've got to say is congratulations, man. Your season is off to a rocket good start. Good luck in the following rounds, man, and I can't wait to see what you're doing on track next week.
Yep. Thanks, Phil.
All right. Have a good night, man.
Hey, you too. See ya.
Okay, everybody, let's have a chat about how dumb I am. Again, big apologies to Ed, big apologies to Josh McKean. They all had good races, no question. Luke managed to just start just those spots a little bit higher than Ed and have a cleaner race than Josh. Walked away with a win. So again, folks, there's still a lot to play for in this season. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the teams can do or what the drivers can do in not only the division championships, but the team championships going forward. And we hope to see you all there as well. Yeah, the drivers are about to go into the poll for round 4. This race was pretty spicy. I'm not sure how the penalty situation is gonna shake out. But yeah, it was a good race all around. Let's go through the order real quick because we didn't actually do that a lot with the race. Let me get my mug out of the way. Give me a sec. So yeah, Luke Southall with the win. So ProtoCharge again, P1, P2. We're starting to see a lot of ProtoCharge up at the front of the field. Another driver, so the wildcard driver, Ryan McIntosh, just basically picking up where he left off in 949 races, getting a good top 5 finish. P4 is a good race for Ryan. I know he's been taking some time off from sim racing, but definitely a good result for him. Pete Hutchings, man, getting up into the top 5. Good result for him in the Aston Martin. Dan Tazaro in the Turn 1 M4 P6. That might be Dan's best result of the season. I'd have to go back through the data and check. But that is definitely going to be good points for Dan Tazaro in Division 1. For sure. Definitely looking like he can close the gap down to maybe Joseph Kostovich. Because Kosty... I don't even see Kosty in the top 20. What? I'm not sure what happened there. We'll have to go through the data and look. But let's take a look at some of the other division runners. So if I'm looking right now, so Peter Greaves finished 13th, but he did finish behind Mike Minning. And Mike Minning was top of the Division 2 leaderboards. Just looking right now. Adam State actually finished in P7. That is a fantastic result for Adam State in the Scrubs Go Racing Audi. That's going to be some good points for him. So we've got State, Minning, and Greaves for the top in Division 2. Division 3, Chemosith coming away with the top result. Will Bruner with the second place finish, and Justin Beachley in third in the Beach GT Trackalicious Aston Martin. Rogerio Santos, the wild card entry for Scuderia T-Rex. Top finish in Division 4. Big result for him. JQ, another podium. Good points for JQ. And Tyler Kozlakis in the Tag Heuer Porsche. Another good finish for him as well. Good racing all around, man. Good racing all around. This was a tough one, no question. But I think everybody knuckled down, and the folks that finished, they're going to come away with some good points. I'm just looking through some stuff real quick. So we got 5 minutes left to kill before we go into the Trackalicious Sim Racing GT4 Winter Championship. Let me actually pull up real quick and see where they are heading tonight. They're in their driver briefing right now, it looks like. So round 6, Kyalami, the triple header. Got a lot of friends from 949 that are racing over there. We got, let me look, we got Carbon in there. I think Coasty's in there. I don't know if Beltian's going to be able to get off work and be there. But, oh, and Justin Beachley, of course. You guys definitely should get suited up for some GT4 action. Yep, Enduro in 2 weeks! Exclamation point Enduro in chat for me, Eric, if you want to. We do have another 2 hour and 40-minute Enduro with Trackalicious Sim Racing. Trackalicious Sim Racing in 949 Winter Endurance Championship. Round 3's at Nürburgring. Should be a good one if you guys are looking for some good team or some good solo action. Actually, it's solo Enduro. Be sure and check it out. There's the raceapp.eu booking address. Also, if you're looking for Trackalicious Sim Racing's Discord, exclamation point TSR in chat. Trackalicious Sim Racing guys are a bunch of good folks. Everybody just trolling me in chat for being muted. I appreciate you all so much for doing that. You have no idea. I'm such a muppet. All right. All right, Dad. Have a good night. All right, Eric, man. You guys are good people. You guys are good people. They got good racing, folks. If you were looking for good Thursday night GT4 action, check out Trackalicious. If you're looking for weekend GT3 action, check out their GT3 World Champion or Winter Championship. Let's get this set up. I'm not sure. Eric is who is going to be doing the announcing. Because I know Reed's off right now. Unfortunately, and unfortunately, me. Okay. When you go live, sir, I will send it over to you. I want to take a look at the data here from the stream. Thank you all so much for hanging out. 25 people still tuned in. Thank you all so much for joining us for round number 3 of the 949 GT Sprint Series Season 8 Dealer's Choice. Drivers are going to get to vote on 3 tracks for the Enduro. That's going to be awesome. Can't wait for that to happen. Stepping aside to do the stream. I get it, man. I get it. Well, it's getting about time for you to go live. So we're gonna chill for just another moment. Again, for the folks that are looking for a reserve driver slot or potentially a wild card entry, be sure and check out the site, !site in chat. You can register there if there's an opening for the race on race day. We'll do an all call for reserve drivers to fill a wild card entry for the race. And then if anybody drops from the series, we accept reserve drivers in order they registered. It's a lot of fun. It's a good community. A lot of good people. ! Discord if you're looking for our Discord chat. Yeah, there's really not much else to say to cover that. Looks like Trackalicious is getting ready to go live. Let's get ready to raid them. Cole, how's it going, man? Thanks for stopping by, dude. I know that had to have been a tough race, man, but good on you for sticking with it. Thanks, Eric. I mean, other than me not unmuting the interviews, so it was a good stream from the perspective of there was some really good quality racing. It was really tough. Misano is a really tough track. The wet is really tough on that track, especially those conditions. We're going to get you guys set up to go over to Trackalicious now. Let's get that raid started. Thank you all again so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week for round 4, the endurance round. Poll's going to go live. They've got 24 hours to pick. It's going to be interesting to see where they pick. Making sure you didn't have anything muted. You got it. Smart man. Anyway, guys, we're going to get out of here. Go have fun. Hang out with Trackalicious. Tell them hello from 949. And we're going to see you guys next week. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Leave space for one another. 949 Sim Racing Community. This is the GT Sprint Series. See you next week.